Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I give you explanation about my material, I want to introduce about myself. My name is Nurul Rahma Pratiwi, and you can call me Nunu. In this video, I will explain about the material about. I have a strategy to improve your reading comprehension. I will focus to reading comprehension because I want to the students, if you not just to read maybe the story or something what I will give to students, but I want to student to really understanding about the story, really know the meaning of the sentence from the story, like that. Why I choose reading comprehension. That's why I chose reading comprehension, and that's why, of course, I use this strategy, and my strategy is contextual redefinition. And before I explain about my strategy, I will explain to you first about reading. Reading is one of important language skill. This is due to the fact that people mostly get knowledge and information through reading. Reading is the one of language process that involves reader, text, and interaction between the reader and the text. By reading, we can get more information about something and increase our knowledge. And I will explain to you about the definition of comprehension too. Because now I explain about reading comprehension, of course. The reader is actively working on the text and understanding without looking at every letter on words. Another definition of reading is given by Nurul, that reading is a constant process of using, and what one brings to the next is often more important than one finds. Reading is one of 4 skills in English learning. Reading is important because by reading could get more information. And now I will explain the techniques of reading. There are 4 techniques of readings. The first is scanning, the second is skimming, the third is intensive reading, and the last is extensive reading. And there are types of reading, of course. The first type is intensive reading. Intensive reading is a technique of reading seriously or earnestly to understand the content of the reading. Another definition, according to Wikipedia, intensive reading is the carefully study, careful analysis, and detailed handling that the reader makes of a short reading of about 2 to 4 pages. And intensive reading is like to techniques in reading for learning. The intensive reading skill of the reader is to understand the text. It can be the lateral level, interpretive, critical, or evaluative. In the cognitive aspect, the development of intensive reading techniques is for the ability to read comprehensive. Then the second is silent reading, and the third is extensive reading, and the last is aloud reading. I will explain to you about reading comprehension level. There are three reading comprehension levels. The first is literal comprehension. The second is interpretive or inferential comprehension, and the last is critical or applied reading. And then now I will explain to you about my strategy. My strategy is contextual redefinition. This strategy is one of the strategies that students can use to improve their vocabulary. And contextual definition is a teaching strategy that helps students learn that the importance of context clues in understanding the meaning of a word. It provides a way to introduce the students with the new vocabularies and gives the student opportunity to predict the meaning of words based on the surrounding context and verify the meaning. Okay, that's why I chose this strategy, because what I explanation about this strategy before, it's can improve your reading comprehension, because you really know about the meaning of, maybe you can add a new vocab, for you, and you really know the meaning of the sentence. That's why I chose this strategy to improve your reading comprehension. And goals of contextual definition strategy. In learning process, contextual redefinition strategy has some goals that will fit to the students. The goals of contextual redefinition strategy are: 1. Help the student to realize that context can provide additional clues to the meaning of words and engage students in using context to discover the meaning of unknown words. And the second is help filtering the student experience and thinking process involved in the refining a definition from context. And the procedure of contextual redefinition strategy is select unfamiliar vocabulary words from the reading. Maybe you add, you choose, maybe in the story. This is example. I give you story, and you are find the difficult vocab, and we will search the meaning of the vocab. And the second is write a sentence that includes its word. The sentence should give clues to the meaning of the vocabulary word. And the third is divide students into small groups. And the fourth, present individual words to group students. This can be done with a whiteboard or transparency, using PowerPoint or on paper. In some cases, it may help to pronounce each word for the students. Instruct students to define each word based upon background knowledge and to be prepared to explain why the definition is correct. Okay, that's the procedure of contextual definition strategy. And the sixth is, after students have finished providing their own definitions, give each group vocabulary words in the context of how they appear in the reading. The seventh, if necessary, ask students to use the sentence to modify previous definitions. And the last is, after modifications are made, direct students to verify definition using the glossary or dictionary. Okay, that's the procedure of using contextual redefinition strategy. That's from the procedure, it's really can improve your reading comprehension. Yes, maybe you understand about my explanation. And this session, in this material, maybe if you use this strategy and you are using in class, it really can help your student to improve your reading comprehension. Maybe only that I can explain to you about the strategy, contextual definition strategy, to improve your reading comprehension. Thank you very much for your attendance. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.